Hello, everybody. It's Thorfinn here, and today, what I want to kind of go over is kind of how to play Omen on Haven. I think Omen is honestly the pick for Haven, more so than Astra. And some people might disagree with that, and I can understand. But my thought process with why I choose Omen over Astra is because of these. So, as you can see, the map is very horizontal, right? There are many lanes where you can sort of run around. You can use the Omen flash here. Let me turn down my audio a little bit. Right? A lot of lanes. Not only that, one thing that I specifically really like Omen for is on site hits. So, yeah, sure, you can put like an asterisk on here, but my personal thinking with kind of how you play Haven is you take a lot of these fights, right? A lot of these like solo swings, try to get one. And my personal thought process is I really love just the Omen blind. Not only that, I think on this map there's a lot of verticality you can use that you just can't with Astra, right? Like this thing on top of here, for example, top short, like top B, etc. There's a lot of these angles that I think you can get a lot of value on, especially in ranked, which is kind of where most of these videos kind of stem from, is mainly ranked, but sometimes I'll talk about more advanced stuff here. So let me just kind of take down these barriers here and kind of go over some quick things for Omen, right? So the first thing that you want to do is understand the power of this Omen Smoke. So I'm going to throw it and kind of walk you guys over, right? So this might seem like a really weird smoke, right? Kind of gives you like this weird angle here, as well as here. But the reason why you throw the smoke is because it allows you to walk up towards sewer here. It allows you to walk up towards long, and essentially what it does is it mainly threatens the sewer push, right? Always contesting one of these two lanes here on A is always going to be the best case scenario, right? You want to limit the amount of possibilities of where they could be by just having hard information. Another Omen Smoke that you guys kind of need to know here is, so if you're up here, hold on, right here, throw it on top of the door. Okay, what the hell? Oh my god. There we go. This will fade in a second, but throwing this on top of the door, it's a nice little one-way. Really great for a garage, really hard for them to push through it. Obviously there are some other one-ways that I think are fairly nice here. The most obvious one being the short one-way, where you kind of throw it right here. Right. Another one-way, and I put one-way like in parentheses here, would be here. But the only real one-way that it is towards this angle, right? So I like throwing this if I have a teammate contesting like sewers, right? Like if they're up in this position. So now I can sort of sit here and play for them, right? I can quickly throw an Omen blind for them if I need to. I can sit here and just hold this one way, as well as my teammate, right? If they start pushing out long, can easily come and fight this with me. So you're not necessarily by yourself when you're kind of holding this sort of angle here. Another thing that you can do on the attack side over towards A is you can throw a one-way like this, which is just really hard to fight through. Mainly what this one way is really good at is denying them to just push through this, right? Stopping the retake, which is kind of how you play over towards this A-bomb site a lot of the times. Next, some one-ways. One-waying the bomb, throwing it here. Bada-bing, bada-boom. It's not like the most perfect one-way ever. If you throw it more towards like here, right? Like these two plant spots, you can get a much better one-way. Like that, right? But still pretty good. Going over here towards C, I believe you can still throw this one way. Here we go. This is kind of like a interesting one way because if you sit here, you basically see their feet, right? It's really weird. Probably they're going to understand it as soon as they see it. I don't throw it often, but it is kind of neat if you want to play towards plat, and especially with Omen, you can just TP out, which is really good. Again, one reason why I like Omen over Astra is you have the ability to play in positions and not just get like util thrown directly on top of you with your TP. Another sort of one way, right, is like one way in the bomb, for example, is really good. But also you can throw this one way. Again, this is more so for like directly coming out. As you can see, they can see under it, but as they're running out here, they can't. So understanding like how some one ways are thrown, they're not exactly meant for you to just sit here and just angle out on them, but more so prevent them from feeling confident to just run out on you, right, is really important. Now, let's kind of talk about omen blinds and paranoias that you need to understand, right? The first one is this, right? Blinding towards logs. This is a really like nuisance angle, and especially in ranked, right? When you're not always going to have like double initiator, you're kind of always going to have to throw that. Is kind of my thought process. You might sometimes throw one towards sight, but realistically, I like to just always throw it towards logs because a lot of people will just get value off of that angle. Coming over towards garage, one thing that you can do is you can go here and you can throw this. As you can see, it omen blinds garage. It doesn't hit all of garage, doesn't hit towards this link area. You can just blind link, which is usually what I like to do, right? Like my thought is you have like Reyna run up here. Reyna will throw like a high flash here, and then you throw the omen blind here. Nice little garage split tech. Also, if you start garage, one thing that you can do is just insta blind that for someone trying to run up and things like that, right? It's really good if you pair it with like a breach flash, right? You breach flash here, and then you omen blind here, and by the time your jet scales down, then these guys will be omen blinded here, and then you can compy that, by the way, with a one-way deep like this. It's a play that I used to run when I played this map in scrims and things like that. It's a really nice, just like fully take C long and just have someone posted deep on this line. Another omen blind that you can do that I think is really good is if essentially what you do is you take short control. You can omen blind all of front side B. You can also omen blind towards like right side and gong, mid side, etc. What you can also do with this omen blind is hit like front sight, essentially. You can also basically, if you like reposition a little bit, you can blind this whole lane here. Just make sure you like jump. What I like to do is just ping this and then make sure that I'm going like over it, and it's going to blind everything. But most of the time what you're going to want to do is blind like this. Is usually how I throw an omen blind. One thing that you can do as well is if you're going long, you blind like this. So instead of blinding graffiti, you're blinding sight. You blind the sight box, you blind anyone trying to fight top short, and it really helps your teammates like scale up, etc. Okay, over towards B. This is a little tech for you guys here. When you're starting off the barrier, right, you can do this. I kind of did it really shittily, but you kind of understand the concept, right? Where, yeah, here we go. You know what I'm saying? You can get down B. Taking this fight, I basically never lose because no one ever expects you to peek that quickly from this angle. As well as when you're blinding, you blind left like this. And then sometimes I like to TP here and just blind right like that. But most of the time I just blind left. Most of the time when people play towards B, they either A, don't play anyone B. So if they don't play anyone B, I would blind left. If they play someone towards B, they usually play towards A, so I would blind right. This is kind of my thought process. When you're going into garage, what I like to do is I would rather blind like this over towards the left side. Most of the time people are playing here and here in garage, and then if you have a smoke window, you really don't have to worry about them. Another sort of tech that you should do, right, is a pretty obvious tech, right? You're going A, you go heaven, and then you blind like this. So you blind the backside and you blind graffiti, and then you just kind of what I like to do personally, my thought process is if I TP here, I instantly just throw this blind like this, and then I TP like this, and then I go to fight this guy, right? It's really like quick reposition, and then you can obviously throw your smokes. Sometimes I would say throwing the heaven smoke beforehand is really good. Most of the time, when you're hitting some of these sites, you'll notice that you don't necessarily need like 2 smokes. A lot of people think you need both smokes to hit, but you really realistically don't. On A, you smoke heaven. On C, you smoke link, right? Because those are the 2 like first points of contact, right? This angle right here, unless you're smoking here, it's like the last point of contact towards the bomb site, right? Obviously, they feel comfortable like swinging, but at the end of the day, if you guys are grouped up and pathing correctly, they're taking like a 1v2 or like a 1v3, right? So you kind of want to encourage people in rank to take those fights, because as long as you're not shit, you usually will win them, right? Especially if you're prepared for them. Also on B, like they're obviously like one of the alts here to like hit a site. It's the alt back dong. I don't like this because if they spot you, they kind of just shred you, but I do see some people do it. Alting back here, I don't think I've ever had anyone clear me, and then I literally just omen blind like this, and just run it down and completely ignore the garage guy. It's gonna be interesting. One thing that you can do that I think is a nice little off angle is if you want to sit here and TP. Sometimes you might be able to catch some guy like right here. As you can see, if I walk over there to that ping, you just re-ping it, you'll be able to see like the tippy top of their head, like literally like a sliver. Like you'll barely be able to see it, but sometimes you can just get a nice little shot, as well as like catching this guy like clearing logs, and then you can just TP out after the kill. Yeah, really, honestly, that's kind of all I have for you. When you're like retaking, I usually like to blind like this when they're like running in, but if not, usually you want to blind like this, so you cut off this crossfire, right? Because it's a lot easier to just angle out like this than it is to angle out like this. You know what I'm saying? So clearing that is really easy. So you want to blind that, and you want to make sure that your teammates are out clearing this as you're like throwing the blind. Otherwise, the blind goes past, and then by the time you get to here and kill this guy is unblinded. So then it doesn't really get the same effect. But yeah, another thing, when you're retaking, if you have this, throw this smoke for your teammates. On C, you want to throw this log smoke, usually, if you want to fast flood. If you're hard anchoring with multiple people, you throw the smoke here, but if you're going for fast flood, you throw it here. For A, you basically always throw this smoke. It's always the best one. So yeah, anyway, that's going to be it. I'm trying to make these videos a lot quicker, more concise, more to the point, and kind of getting everything in that I need. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video of Omen on Haven. I will see you guys next time. Peace.